Hey y'all, so it's been a minute since I've done a video. I wanted to do a strategy today that I saw on another channel. So Color Up did this and he called it the easiest crap strategy for beginners, or beginner 66. And Jeremy rolled it out with Jim the Professor, and I thought it was kind of interesting and it was fairly simple, and I agree that I think it would be a good one for beginners, so I thought I would try it out. So basically the concept is you do 66 inside to start, hit twice, and then regress. So the first two hits, so 66 inside, the first two hits will pay $21 each, so you collect $42 in theory if you collect twice. And then you regress from 66 to 44 inside, so you pick up another $22 on that regression. And then at that point, you're only out $2. So then anything that hits after that, you're in the profit, and you can press or collect or however you want to do for the rest of your roll. And so I thought it was interesting, pretty simple, and there's still a lot of, user choice in how you want to press or not press or just collect, that kind of thing. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do 10 shooters and start with a $500 bankroll. And basically I'm mostly just going to collect, unless I've collected, 3, 4, or 5 times, on that at the $44 level. And then after that, I'll probably start pressing. And so we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do 10 shooters. I'll use these chips over here to mark my shooters so I don't lose track. I'm going to do $500 of my bankroll. Here's the bank, and or the house money. And we're going to pretend like somebody else is shooting. I'm not going to throw it into the table. I'm just going to drop the dice right here for speed. And we will see what happens. We're going to do 66 inside, collect twice, regress to 44 inside, and then same bet after that. All right, here we go, coming out. And it's a 3. And we're not gonna bet the pass line at all. And a 10. All right, points at 10. Oh, I forgot to put my money out. All right, well, hold on for that. Okay, there's my 66 inside. We rolled a 9. We'll just go with it because we knew what we were going to do. And here in our home casino, we can kind of get away with things like that. And so there's $21 we collected on that first one for that 9. And a 5. Okay, so there's another 21. So there's 2 21s that we've collected. So now we've collected twice. And now we're going to say, dealer, take me down to 44 inside. So we'll basically pull $5, $6, $6, and $5 off of there. So there's another 22. So now I have $64 that I've pulled back out from my original 66. So I only have $2 of my money invested out there in what's left. And so now we will see what happens. And it's a 7. Okay. Well, for that shooter then, we lost $2. So, that's fine. It happens, right? Nobody's too mad if they only lose $2. All right. So, 1 shooter down. All right, here we go, coming out. And it's an 8. All right, same thing. 66. Doesn't really matter what the point is for our purposes. And a 9, okay. 21. And another 9. There's another 21. And now we'll regress. So take everything down 1 unit. And now we're right back to that same point where all we have invested is $2. And 5, perfect, now we're in the money. Okay, so except for our purposes, I'm gonna do same bet. So I'm actually going to drop $11 and pick up 25. So I won $14. And another 5, same bet. 14. And a 10. Don't make anything on that because we're rolling on the inside. And a 6. Perfect. I'll drop it 11 and pick up 25 again. So you see what I'm doing there? So it paid 14. So I dropped 11 to the dealer and they gave me a green chip instead. And a 9. Fabulous. I'll do that again. Drop 11 to the dealer, pick up a green. And an 8, that's our point. I think I'll just pay that one out. 14. Okay, put goes off. Coming out. And 7 on the come out. No harm, no foul for us. Another 7 on the come out. And an 8. Back on the 8. Okay. And a 7. All right, well, there were too many 7s. It was bound to happen. Okay, 2 shooters, but we did make money on that one. We picked up. So that's always nice. Okay, next shooter coming out. And it's a 5. All right. 66 inside. The only thing I'll say about this kind of strategy, when you're pressing, regressing, that kind of thing, you better tip your dealer some, because I feel like it's annoying to ask them to constantly be regressing. But as long as you're tipping them, they'll be happy to do it. And there's a 9. So that's 21. Same bet. And 12, no help. And 7. Okay, so that one we lost money. So we had 66 out, we picked up 21, we lost the difference. There's 3 shooters. That one stings a little bit, but at least we picked up 1. It's not as bad as like a PSO would be. All right, coming out, and it's a 10. And here we go, 66. Need some change. Okay. And 7 out. Bummer. All right, that stings. Okay, I'm just gonna leave those and pay for them. So I'm gonna give my dealer 75 for my 66, and they'll give me $9 change, and I'll just leave that out. Okay, next shooter coming out, and it's a 10 and a 7. Oh, that stings. Okay, all right, I'll do the same thing. I'll pay for it. Pick up get my $9 change and just leave it out. Okay, let's not do that again. That's no fun at all. Coming out, heart 6. And a yo. And you see that? 7. Again. Wow. Okay, so we've only had 1 good shooter. All right, same thing. Pay for it. Pick up my 9. It's not going good, y'all. Coming out. 3. 6. All right. Come on, we need some inside numbers. 6. There we go. All right, made the point. Okay. 21. Flex off. Coming out again. Yo. And an 8. Inside numbers. 5. There we go. Okay. There's 21. And we'll take all this down by 1 unit each. So reduce it. Pick up $22. Now we have 44 inside. And Only 2 of it's our money. The rest of it is paid for. And a 4. And a 3. Now we need to roll a few inside numbers and collect. A 2. We're going to make them all. Yo. 9. There we go. All right. Drop $1 and pick up 15. So we won $14 on that one. I'll just do same bet a little bit. I need to collect. 3. 8. All right. Made another point. Pick up $14. Put goes off. I said, how you press is totally up to you. Really, the point of this strategy is getting your money out of it quickly, and then pressing however you want. You can be as aggressive as you want at that point. That was a 10 for the come out. Okay, and a 10. No help for us since we're not working the outside numbers, but and now we're gonna go to the other end. And an 8. Sorry, I think I got off center a little bit with my framing, but that's all right. Okay, so there's an 8. Collect $14. And a 4. Making a couple points. 3. 7. Oh, we're still on the come out. We're all right. 12. We really are going to make them all here, I think. Except that 7 would have zapped it. And a 5. All right, points 5 and a 5. How about that? All right, collect our $14 and the puck goes off. All right, and coming out. 7 on the come out, no harm, no foul, and 5. Okay, inside numbers. Well, it was a nice idea. Actually, that one was fine. We collected quite a bit on that one. We had a pretty good comeback with that roll. Honestly, I should have been pressing, and I kept thinking, okay, well, I'll collect like 1 or 2 more, and then I'll start pressing, and then, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? All right, here we go. Oh, I need to take all this down. Give all that back to the house. Okay, coming out. And 7 on the come out. Boy, I got the 7s, don't I? Wow. And 4. Okay, so 66 inside. All right, here we go. And a 6. Perfect. Got 21. And an 8. Absolutely perfect. Pick up another 21. Now we'll regress back down to 44. All right, now we need 1 hit of anything and then we're in the profit. 10. We're not on that, so that didn't help, but, and 4. All right, made the point. Coming out, 10. And 6. Great. All right, I'm going to drop $1 and pick up 15. So we won $14. So now we're in profit, $12 profit. So now we can do whatever we want. If I'm happy with my bankroll, I might start pressing. And it didn't matter, but at least we made money on that shooter. Any shooter you make money on, it's hard to be mad. You always want a few more rolls, don't you? No matter what. You always just want a few more. All right, coming out. 6. Here we go. 66. All right, 66 inside. 9. All right, there's 21. And 6. Perfect. There's another 21. And made the point. Now we'll regress. See what I mean about tipping your dealers? If you're asking them to do all this. All right. Now we're in a good place. We only got $2 invested and coming out. And it's a 7 and a 9. All right. And a 6. Perfect. I'm gonna drop $1 and pick up 15. We won $14 there, so now we're in the profit for this shooter. And 7. Well, okay. All right. One more shooter. That was 9. Coming out. 8. All right. Okay. 66 inside. Need some inside numbers. And the PSO. Okay. That's all she wrote. That was all 10 of our shooters. So we started with a $500 bankroll. Where do we end up? Are we up? Are we down? I feel like we're down, but not too bad. Let's see. What do we got? 100, 200, 250, 275, 300, 325, 35, 340, 345. All right, so we started with 500, we ended up with 345, so we lost $155. So it was not a wonderful winning hand there, but kind of interesting. So I don't know, let me know what you think about this. I kind of like the simplicity of it. I like being able to get your money out of the hand quickly. And then having the freedom, the, guilt-free pressing because you're playing on their money. So anyway, all right. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day. Bye.